What a powerful prayer. So I encourage you to continue this prayer. Based on your statement of being for this church, that we're a radiating center of Christ's light, mighty to attract that and mighty to radiate that to the world. So think about then who's on your mind or heart that you could lift up today in that prayer. It could be an individual, a family. It could be an organization, an institution. It could be America, Iran, Australia. So take a minute and imagine a giant ball of light out of your heart and out of your mind. What would you want to convey to individuals today, to humanity today, to those suffering today, to those confused, worried, panicked, without? What would you offer? And as you're called to speak that word out loud, what is your word of prayer? What is your gift, your word gift to humanity, to the humanness of us? What would you offer today? Say it out loud if you can. Peace and love, understanding, patience, empowerment, faith. Oh, so get a sense of that. And then where does it all start? With Harvey Brown. Where does it all start? So turn to somebody by you and tell them, it starts right here. Tell somebody it starts right here. So all the healing in the land, all the healing in relationships, all the healing in families, all the healing starts where? Here. And for me, it's a full-time job. Anybody else? But all the allure to tell them what to do, to lay it out for them, what they should do and would do. And to the degree that we continue to reference the external, there's no one home for us. Are you aware of it? Like the sense of isolation, of separation, of cut off, when we don't reference the pure being that is being as me. The pure being that is potent and present and available to me in every situation, in every circumstance, especially the ones I don't like. So are you aware in this new year that it's somewhat auspicious? Have you heard this? Like 2020, love and plenty in 2020. 2020, it's balance. Love and 2020, clear vision. It is. And we're in a jet stream. Any of you are experiencing this in your life? You got a little intensity? Something going on? So some chances to practice this. As Harvey clearly said this morning, that these statements of being are just words on a piece of paper until they are embodied. This daily word, words on paper until it's embodied. Lord, you mean I got to apply this? Well, it's that or suffer. So this week, I had some chances to apply this. I showed up in this area on New Year's Eve. A road warrior. 14 hours of driving. Ready for a hotel bed. And I got sent off down to my lovely little hotel room and got myself snuggled in with the new book I'm going to read for the new year and some things on my Audible and what I'm looking forward to here and setting intentions and letting go my own burning bowl, my own forgiveness. And then This noise outside the window and the door on the other side of the wall just kept growing and getting bigger, and it sounded like trucks were in the room with me. And something like a garage door or a giant door kept opening and closing and opening and closing. And I'm affirming, this too shall pass. This will all settle down by midnight. Loco. So long about midnight, and now there's fireworks and festivities, and you know that part of you that kind of enjoys it, even though the other part of the mind wants to be annoyed. It's like, oh, people are in a festive time, they're enjoying it. I had faces of their pictures and images of their little faces in the fireworks. I'm like, oh, this is fine. And then somewhere in there, it was no longer fine. Just that quick. That quick. So I went to the window to see what is actually happening out here, because my imagination is taking over with what's happening out here. And just on the other side of my bedroom was a loading dock. So this door was an actual loading dock door. The trucks were actual trucks, not just trucks, but big trucks. And this was going on, where they get to unload everything that hotel and everything in the area needs, apparently, is coming through that doorway. Okay. I learned to give my mind and body permission to relax. How am I supposed to relax and all of this going on? I come to know to meditate a little. What can I change about this? What would it be to accept this? How else can I be with this? Well, this shouldn't apply to me after all I've done for God. Yeah, it gets funnier and funnier. So then, I'll just play an audible. I'll play one of my books that I love, that I've been looking forward to. So I began to play a book called, guess what? The Universal Christ. You discovered it yet? A brother by the name of Richard Rohr from the Contemplative Action. The Universal Christ, which says what unity teaches, which is God is everywhere. God is every... Well, who voted? So then I'm listening to my book, calm down a little, take some deep breaths, meditate, get into the book, and morning comes. Down to the long hall I walk without sleep to ask to be moved to a different room. So I said, the room that I'm in doesn't work for me because it's by the loading dock. So would you put me in another room? He says, we don't have another room. I said, how do you know? I mean, he hadn't looked. He could be psychic. I don't know. But at that point, I at least wanted him to look, or to pretend he's looking. So then he looks and he says, wait a minute, I actually do have one on the first floor. I said, great. Can I be moved? Yes. I'll move into there. Great. Turn the keys. Long walk without sleep. Road warrior. After all I've done for God. Pop open the door, walk right in on people lying in the bed. So I back out of the room. I'm immersed in pure being. God, remove from me the limitations of my humanness to scream. Long walk back to the front desk. Hey, you know, that room is occupied. No way. Way. Trust me on this. Occupied. Can I have another room, please? Now, I'm somewhat skilled and empowered to keep moving in the direction of my own goals, which is to get a room. So instead of dwelling in that, it's like the room is occupied. Please, where's another room? No problem, so sorry. Here's your next room. I'm going to put you up on the 4th floor, which is the place to be. Long walk. 4th floor, 2nd room, occupied. I'm immersed in pure spirit. Is this included in life? Is this included? Is it? Does it happen? Yes. Did you get to vote? Did you get to vote on this? No. Did you get to pick? No. What is it you get to pick? How I'm going to be with this. And then sometimes not even then. Because this humanness and this unconsciousness and this 2,000-year-old animalistic instinct, just a hair away. Just a hair away from biting, scratching, confronting, having a hissy fit. And oh, the allure. To see whether you like it or not, or whether you even want to admit it, we get high off that. The mind loves being offended. It loves gathering offenses. It loves being put out. Because then it gets to be what? Mad, angry, frustrated. It gets to be righteous and indignant. Like that's helpful. And then there's another way. So I went back there and said, that room is occupied. No way. Trust me on this one. So I want the keys back to my original room, which is like heaven now. What I would give for that room. And when you have your turnover at noon, would you please secure a room for me and call me at noon so I can move into another room I still want to move? Yes. So no call came at 12. So I show up at 12:30, new person, sweet as could be. And I said, hey, I want to move with the allure now to tell all the story. You with me? Oh, and to dramatize it. You know, like my feet were bleeding up and down the hall, and I hadn't eaten in 28 hours. Instead, it's like, hey, I'm in this room, and I'm looking for another room just to be moved. And I made a few attempts this morning, and they were occupied. So before you send me to the next room, could you ensure that it's not occupied? She couldn't have been sweeter, kinder. Ma'am, I'm so sorry, so sorry. I'll come with you. I'll take your bag with you to the room. I'll go in the room with you. Blah, blah. No, not necessary. Just, I've only got the one little bag, and just make sure the room's available. Could you just call in there? She did. Nobody answered. We're hopeful. Go to my next room. Nobody in there. The phone rings. Yes, I'm just checking on you, Miss Creek. Is this room okay with you? Is there anything else I could do for you? And you haven't asked for this, but I'm going to ask my manager to take off half of your charges from last night because of the experience you had. Thank you. Now notice, see, when we get that kind of treatment, that kind of customer service, that kind of giving, that kind of unexpected, unasked for, what happens? Like, oh, cha-ching. Yeah, whoa. Hear me roar. Then what's the allure of that? Because then we call that what? Good. Then we call, as long as we call that good, what are we going to call the other? So what's the potential then for us if it's neither good nor bad and simply is included? What would be the outcome for you in an infinite potential if you stop referring to anything as good and anything as bad, and this is what is, this is included, this is in infinity, this is in the Alpha and the Omega, Alpha and Omega, both and. What would it do for your life to awaken to that spectrum? Who holds the power for this? You do. If I could do it for you, it would already be done. So I can do it for me, situation by situation, circumstance by circumstance, and temptation by temptation. To stay stuck in that old animalistic 2,000-year-old humanness, or to bring that unconsciousness out of that unconsciousness into consciousness and be a part of creating a new world, a new way, and a new way of being. Are you in? I believe so. And that's why I'm here to serve with you. I'm here called to serve those who serve. So it's a privilege and a blessing for me to be here. And I know who you are. I know what you are, and I know what you're here for. And then my favorite quote from Myrtle Fillmore sums it up maybe. And it's this: God has given you all the needed wisdom. You have and hold all the wisdom, the poise, the love, the sustenance, everything to meet every requirement of you. See if you can activate that belief that this is not just words on a page, but truth. Your part, my part, is to believe this, to live from this, to trust this, and then to keep busy with the things that are just yours to do. To keep busy with just the things that are mine to do, not what they're doing. And to do so then with less concern, less worry, less focus on what others are doing to get self-realized. Trust God will prompt others. God's business is to prompt them, not my business. And then my favorite part: you have this. You are this. Get at it. Get at it. So I bow to you. I applaud you as a ministry. What Harvey said was very touching for me because it's the truth. I am a friend for you, a friend to you. I honor you. I honor this path you're in. I honor this ministry, this iconic ministry in this unity movement. I honor the role that you have individually. And I'm here to serve it and to serve you and to serve with you. And my website is marthacreek.com. And there's 150 free videos, free podcasts, free materials, all right there for you. If that can serve you, get in there and get into teaching in that way. And then there's classes you can enroll with and workshops, and then together we can do what we cannot do alone. And then hang around and have a bite and stay in for this workshop so that you maybe see what a new potential is in you and for you, starting now with purpose, with certainty. And all blessings to you as you go forward, upward and onward. Love to you.